son. I was the oldest son of two career school teachers. My daddy had a doctorate in education, taught fifth grade for 32 years, never made more than $15,000 in a year. So I was a white collar kid. Okay, we had the five kids. We had the only brick house on our road when I was growing up, on our street when I was growing up, and I was like, about the size of this screen I'm looking at, but it was brick. And so I somehow or another, I peaked in high school. I don't know if anybody has ever done that before. I loved every single day of high school. I went to LSU, and I'm telling you, I walked around for 3 years, lost as a goat. I even joined a fraternity thinking that would help. I hated that also. So for some reason or another, you talk to most people that, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of college they had was the best years of their life. I hated every day of it. And so in my third year, I just walked home and I stayed home. And about 6 months later, my parents found out about it and they became really, really proud of their oldest son. So I found myself in 1969. I had no job, no degree, and a wedding date. And Sandy's daddy was a deputy sheriff. And, how do you explain to a cop that you're white collar kid in transition period? He didn't understand. Mm-hmm. He expected more of me. Okay. So out of desperation, I applied at what was still Esso refinery at the time for another year before it became Exxon. And you understand, Louisiana's got 190 something refineries and chemical plants up the Mississippi River. And, they call that Cancer Alley. It's what it's called. But I never wanted to work in a plant. I was the only white collar kid on our street growing up. All my friends' daddies worked shift work, and shift work is abnormal. You're supposed to be asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're not supposed to be working. And so I grew up not wanting to work there, but out of desperation, I go apply and they hired me. There was 40 of us in a recruit class. And look, I was 22. This was 1969. This is the first people that Exxon had hired since World War II. So everybody out there was like 60 and above. I'm 22. It's like going to work in a funeral home. These are the oldest people I've ever seen in my life. I'd take 60 now. I'm telling you, I'd pay good money for 60 right now. But I had a plan. I went to work at Exxon on a Monday. Me and Sandy got married the following Saturday. We had 2 kids before we found out where kids came from. And my plan of being there 90 days, that was my plan when I went there. I'm going to be there 90 days. A white collar job is going to come along. I'll be ready. I stayed 16 years. And y'all know this. Y'all know people that have gotten somewhere and gotten stuck. And the sad part is when they get to the point where they don't think they can do anything else. And then they just ride out their life. They're dead. They just hadn't been buried yet. So in my 14th year out there, we put our 2 kids, by this time they were like 12 and 10, and one a girl. Hey, y'all got girls? Anybody got girls? Yeah. It's like having a hole in the floor you shovel money into. You know what I mean? So I had one of those. My son was just free. He'd wear plaids and stripes every day if you let him. Okay. Not Tracy. So in my 14th year at Exxon, I had become a shift supervisor by this time. I was a salaried person now. And we put our kids in private school. And that cost me almost $400 a month from a Friday to a Monday. And how do people say that? I wasn't budgeted for that. Okay. And so for a year, we just robbed Peter to pay Paul. I'm sure none of y'all have ever done that before, but we robbed Peter to pay Paul the first year. And the second year, we quit paying Paul and we started hiding from Peter. Look, there was a point in my life where caller ID was the best invention in the history of the world. Can I tell you? I knew who to answer to and who not to answer. So here I am, desperate again. Now I'm in my 16th year at Exxon. I'm making $49,400 a year. Now, look, I went from $12,750 my first year, 1970, which was more than my daddy made that year, teaching for 15, 20 years, to making $49,400 a year. And yet I had no more money making $49,000 at the end of the month than I had making $12,000. And see, to me, that was a mystery to me. How is this possible? If you'd have told me at 22 that at 37, I'd be making almost $50,000 a year, I'm thinking I'm going to be the wealthiest young in the history of the young tree. At $50,000 a year, I'm check to check. On good months, I'm check to check. So once again, I I seriously believe, though, that things happen for a reason. I think that we're on this call today for a reason. Okay. I absolutely believe that with everything in me. And I had a younger brother who had a master's degree in history. Okay. History. That qualified him to be a terminal manager for a truck line here in Baton Rouge. Okay. With his master's degree in history. But my brother found a company called A.L. Williams. Have y'all ever heard of that company? It became Primerica. Okay. He went to a meeting. He called me on a Saturday morning, jacked out of his gourd. He was so excited. He said about 1,000 words in about 3 minutes, and I heard two of them. I heard life insurance. And I said, please stop. No, stop. No, you can't do that. You're going to lose all your friends when they find out that you're in life insurance. I'm going to lose all my friends when they find out I got a brother that's in life insurance. So I invoked the whole family on him. Okay, don't. But he was so excited. I told him, I said, look, here's what I'll do. I'm a shift supervisor for the largest company at the time, largest company in the world. Okay. I'll go to this meeting with you Tuesday night, and I'll find the gotcha for you, because apparently your master's degree isn't enough for you to find the gotcha in this thing. It can't be as good as what you're saying. So I did that. Now here I was, 37 years old. Sandy tells me to quit telling people this because they're going to think you're stupid. I said, Sandy, they're going to find out anyway. Okay. I just soon get it out there. I didn't own a tie at 37. Okay. So I put on my nicest jeans and my bandline shirt. I was just smooth. Can I tell you? Smooth. And I go to this meeting. And I know it's a cliche to say it changed my life, but it changed my life. And it didn't change my life for the reason a lot of people think. It changed my life because there was 3 people did this meeting. 3 guys got up there. The first one did who they were. Second one did what they do. And the third one did the compensation. And this third guy was probably a couple years older than me, but I'm telling you, sharp as a tack. Had on a suit and a tie. His shoes were shining. I mean, this guy looked great. Spoke well. But he said, I don't know what, 6, 7 words to open that changed my life. He said, 6 years ago, I was a welder. I thought my brain was going to explode. Because see, I'm busy writing permits for welders every day of my life at Exxon. I ain't never seen one look like this guy. And so I left that meeting not wanting to sell insurance. I left that meeting for 2 reasons I wanted to do this. One was I needed to make $500 a month to pay tuition. It was very important to keep our kids in private school. And the second thing was I want to be like that guy. I wanted to be like him. And so I went to work for Primerica part-time to make $500 a month. I made $21,000 my first year. Just because, not because I was good at sales. I promise you, I'm a terrible salesperson, okay? But I'm a great conversationalist. I can talk to people. I can show people the value in doing what I had for them. I could show them what would happen if they didn't do it, that sort of thing. But it was a conversation. It never was a sales process. If I'd had to sell stuff, my whole family would have starved to death. So, but I made $21,000. And so in my 13th month, it made total sense to me with my high school diploma to go ahead and quit my $49,000 a year job with benefits to work my $21,000 a year part-time job with no benefits full-time. And that's what I did. Best business decision I ever made. I was with Primerica now for 21 years. If you know anything about Primerica, you know that is a long time. They have no leads. You have to recruit people so that somebody might take you to see their mom and their aunt, and maybe they'll buy something from you. But it's a very difficult thing for new people, because today especially, look, this is what's sad. They have 3 products: term insurance, annuities, and home security systems. You think that won't get you up early to go sell? Their starting contract is 25%, and their average premium is around $700 a year. Do those numbers. And yet, they recruited 75,000 people last year. And it's not because they're so awesome. It's because there's so many people out there that need more money. And they'll do most anything these days to make that money. So 21 years. In my 21st year, I made 198,000, something like that, which is better than 49,000 from Exxon. Okay. Plus I owned my life at that point. Okay. I didn't have anybody telling me what to do except for Sandy. So that was a good thing. So, but I was in my office one day and I had an epiphany. I was I just made 198,000 the previous 12 months, but I realized that if I want to make 198,000 the next 12 months, I'm gonna have to do at least as much and probably more. Now, none of y'all, as far as I can tell that I'm looking at, okay, none of y'all understand 59 years old. Okay. The difference between being 30 years old and 59 years old is something called energy. Okay. A 30-year-old walks into a room, they look for another 30-year-old to talk to. Okay. A 59-year-old walks to a room, they look for a chair. This is the difference. Okay. So I thought I was going to start crying in my office. I don't have more at 59. I don't have more. Once again, things happen for a reason. I'm telling you, 2 weeks after this epiphany, I had a young guy call me. He's in Primerica. And he wasn't in my agency, but me and Sandy hung around. We socialized with him and his wife. They had two little bitty girls, because my fear at 59 was to sit down in a chair and grow roots and not be able to get up again. 25-year-olds do things. So we would go do things with them. Okay. He found something called mortgage protection. I never heard of it. 21 years now in the insurance, but never heard of it. Sent me a link to a website of a company. It wasn't Symmetry. And I saw what they did. I was okay with what they did. What I needed to see was a 59-year-old making close to 200,000 with that company. So I jumped into a car with his 25-year-old to go to Raleigh, North Carolina, which I thought, once again, Sandy said, quit telling people this. I thought it was like maybe 6 hours. It's 15 hours. Okay. You lose an hour. It's 15 hours. I thought I was going to die. This company had a day and a half seminar. Here's what I saw at that seminar. 3 things. Number one, that company had been formed. This is 2006 now. It had been founded by 3 people, 2 of them ex-Primerica people, successful Primerica people. So that gave me a level of comfort. Secondly, for the first time in my life at age 59, I found out there was something in the insurance industry called a lead. A lead. They actually had people ask them to come to their home. I am flabbergasted. Can I tell you? I don't know why these people aren't jumping up and down on the table. This is unbelievable news for me. I've been stealing business cards out of dadgum goldfish bowls at Circle K, trying to find somebody to go tell my story to at Primerica. These people have leads. And the last thing I saw, they had probably 700 people maybe at this conference. At least half of them are over 45 years old. I was jacked. I came back. I resigned from Primerica. I signed up there because I did the math. All y'all have to do, and y'all are good at this, okay, what y'all doing now, do the math. Look at the compensation, do the math. And I did that, and I knew that I could get leads, and I could call these people. Somebody's going to give me an appointment, and I'm going to go sit down with them, and I'm going to talk sense to them, and somebody's going to buy something. And I figured out that I could make 200,000 a year on my own pen. I don't ever have to recruit anybody ever again, because I saw so many people quit in Primerica because it's so hard. I saw so many people quit that I got to the point where I could look at somebody that I thought about talking to them about the opportunity. I could tell they would quit before I even talk to them. I wasn't going to recruit another person ever. And I didn't for the first 3 months. I wrote October of 06. October was my first month. I did 14,500 something in premium by myself. In November, I did 16,000 something by myself. And in December, which December's in Primerica, nobody bought anything. So all your people quit, and you started over every January is what it felt like. Okay. I wrote 21,000 something by myself in December. And that's when I knew mortgage protection was a different animal. But it all changed for me in 2 days. And it'll change for y'all a lot quicker than that. I'm just telling you, with what y'all have to work with. Had a guy call me, heard I left Primerica. He was doing some kind of doofus head thing he wanted me to take a look at. And so I met him just because he's a friend, I met him and a friend of his. 2 of them showed up at this restaurant. And I figured out why they had 2. They brought a 3-ring binder. The rings were like 5 inches. They unloaded this thing. I mean, on this table, this sucker had like 32 CDs in it. And I said, whoa, Jim, time out. Look, I said, I don't know what this is, but we live in Louisiana, right? Whatever this is, it's too complicated. See, Mississippi is the only state in America that keeps Louisiana off the bottom of anything you want to measure. Anything you want to measure. Okay, we love Mississippi. Am I right, Ponchatoula? Am I right? And you're close to them. You got to guard your IQ when you live in Ponchatoula because you're close to Mississippi. So anyway, I left that restaurant with 2 recruits because I showed them a lead sheet. That's all I had with me. Look, here's what I'm doing. And so I left the restaurant with 2 recruits because my thing was better than their thing, plain and simple. Very next day, life-changing day. My upline, I told you he's 25, I'm 59. My upline calls me, says, meet me at such and such coffee shop. I want to talk about recruiting some people in Michigan. Okay, let me tell you what all's wrong with this, all right? Number one, I don't drink coffee. And I don't like coffee shops because they're loud. There's always some big, gigantic guy sitting right in the middle with his earbuds in, wanting everybody to hear his conversation, okay? So I just don't care for them. Secondly, Michigan. I said, isn't that above the Mason-Dixon line? I try to stay below the Mason-Dixon line. Those people don't season their food. Y'all know that. If you live up there, you know that. You don't season your food. So I told Jeremy no. That's my upline. I told him no. I hang up. And Sandy Young, thank God for Sandy Young. She said, who was that, Jeremy? What do you want? Want me to meet him in a coffee shop? She said, you need to go. I said, I ain't going. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee shops, blah, blah, blah. She said, he's your upline. You need to go. I said, okay. So I went. I get out of my car. I'm walking in the coffee shop, and this guy is standing off to the side on his phone. I hadn't seen him in 3 or 4 years. He'd been in Primerica earlier, hated every day of his 18 months. But he's a sharp guy, outside sales, 42 years old. Wave to him. Went in the coffee shop. I'm there 5 minutes. I lie to Jeremy, tell him I got an appointment. I got to go because there's a big guy over here with his earbuds in. I can't hear a thing Jeremy saying anyway. And I get up to leave, and this guy is sitting in the booth from outside. I slide in the booth. He says, are you still with Primerica? I said, matter of fact, I'm not. I left 90 days ago. What are you doing? Well, here's the lead sheet. This is all I have with me. Okay. This guy said, you think I could make $1,000 a month part-time working with you? I said, I don't know. Let's see. He had a daughter. Look, he had a daughter, 16 years old, cost him $1,400 a month to send that child to Catholic school. He said, and that includes a tutor. I said, you should have had a smarter kid. See, you can say this to friends. You can't say that to a resume person, okay? This is why I war market recruit, because this is the way I talk. This guy had let his license lapse. He had to go back and get his license. It took him 6 weeks to get his license. In that 6-week period, this guy brought me 36 people. All of them people he knew. All of them knew him. One of them was a lady, a friend of his in Sacramento, California. Recruited her. She recruited a friend through her. I recruited through these people, okay? She recruited a friend of hers in Oklahoma City, recruited a friend of his in Oklahoma City, recruited a friend of his in Tulsa, Oklahoma, named Tom Chisholm. Tom Chisholm recruited Ashley Tarr. Ashley Tarr recruited Sarah Pappas. All of a sudden, I'm looking like a genius because Sandy Young made me go to a coffee shop, okay? That one guy, who, by the way, lasted a year. I guess his daughter graduated and he didn't need any more extra money. He lasted a year. Sacramento lady lasted 3 years. She became a life coach with John Maxwell's group. The Oklahoma City, 2 guys in Oklahoma City lasted about a year and a half. Thank goodness. One of them was a lunatic. And Tom Chisholm in Tulsa is still here. He's got health problems right now. And y'all know, some of y'all know Ashley Tarr and Sarah Pappas, okay? But listen to me. One guy in a coffee shop I didn't want to go to, random running into him. That one guy 16 years ago was responsible for 19 million of the 28 million that my agency wrote last year. One guy. And that, look, and here y'all are, y'all have thousands of people right now that respect y'all. Y'all have access to, look, it doesn't mean they're going to come here, but what it does mean is they will listen to you talk about this. They will watch a video you send them. They will do that. And there's a bunch of them that will find, well, look, once they find out you're here, they're going to come here just because you're here. We could be standing on our heads stacking BBs and they would come do that for y'all, okay? That's the advantage y'all have. And Symmetry is going to do the vast majority of the heavy lifting. Marty and Hillary are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So y'all have an unbelievable opportunity here, way better than I had 9 years ago, okay? And so that's where I was in 2006. But in 7 years at that other IMO, doing mortgage protection and annuities, I built an agency of about 45 to 50 agents a month writing business, 45 to 50. Doing about 250, 260,000 a month in premium. I'm making about 260 now, all of it passive. Okay. I ran appointments for 4 years. I didn't run appointments the last 3 years. All I did then was coach and recruit and talk people off the bridge and pick them up when they fell down and, put them in my lap and rock them if they needed that, all that kind of stuff y'all have to do. We're all in the same boat. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't quit. Please don't quit. I'll have to go get somebody else if you quit. So anyway, that's where I was. That's where I met Brandon Ellison and Casey Watkins, two of the founders of Symmetry. They were there when I got there. We became really good friends. All three of us, matter of fact, were direct to the same guy. And 4 years in, from a Friday to a Monday, they were gone, the two of them. I didn't know why they left. I didn't know the backstory at all. I just felt like they abandoned their people. I felt like they abandoned me. So what I did, being from Louisiana, okay, this is just us down here, I pouted for 4 years, okay? Brandon would call me every year for a year. I mean, for 4 years, he called me every year. I wouldn't take his calls. I showed him. I mean, I really showed him. And, but in my 4th year, he called. I didn't even know it was him. I took him out of my phone. And so he left a message saying, hey, buddy, give me a call. Roll Tide. He graduated from Alabama. Good Lord. Thank goodness Brooklyn, Georgia's teaching him a lesson these days, okay? So we still ain't figured out how to beat him very much. So anyway, I told Sandy Young, I said, guess who called me again today? Who? Brandon Ellison, his annual call. She said, you need to call him back. I said, I hadn't called him in 4 years. I'm not going to call him back. And I talked to Tom Chisholm that afternoon. I said, guess who called me today? Brandon Ellison. He said, you ought to call me back. See, now God's talking to me. So I called him back the next day. And we talked. We talked again. I talked to him and Casey. And they flew me out to Greenville, South Carolina. Now understand that this is October of 13. Symmetry was 4 years old to the month. In their first month, October of 09, they did $86,000 in premium as a company. They had 3 owners and Linwood Watkins, Casey's brother, only agent they had. Brandon, Casey, and Linwood ran appointments. First month, $86,000. I meet with them in Greenville. 4 years later, they're doing $1 million a month. Here we are 9 years later, and they're doing 15, 16 million a month. Now, let me tell you something about what we do. Look, I asked him, by the way, I had a list of, it's so funny. I had a list of questions. I had like 8 questions on a yellow tablet. First question was, will your leads get my guys into homes? Because I didn't know anything about their leads. I knew if they had leads that would get our guys in home, then my people could make money. All right. My second question was, who's your biggest guy? And I didn't ask that because I was saying I'm going to come here and beat this guy. I just want to know what's possible right now in Symmetry, okay? And Edward Pritchett at the time, 9 years ago, was doing $300,000 a month. 9 years later, Edward's doing $4 million a month. It was so funny because, Hillary, I don't know if I told you all this, but when I pulled my list out, my 8 questions, I now had 10 questions. Sandy Young had stuck two on there. It was, are we going to get sued? This was the stuff that she wanted to know. And so anyway, I came back to Baton Rouge. I resigned from that other IMO and I signed up with Symmetry. Our first month was December of 13. They had no leads. Look, I was the first Symmetry agent in the state of Louisiana, 4 years old company. Tom Chisholm was the first agent in the state of Oklahoma. But there were 5 of us, me and Tom Chisholm. He got Sarah Pappas. And there's 2 guys down here in Louisiana who had been with me. Now we couldn't recruit these people. Y'all don't have this problem. We couldn't recruit those people. I say you can. Some of the things you can't recruit your people to something else. Okay, I understand that. But I didn't have to recruit them. They found out where I went, they came. And so we did 61,000 our first month. 5 of us. Yeah, 5 of us. Our second month, I had more of my people come over, and my second month, we did 212,000. Second month here. Brooklyn, y'all can do more than that. I'm telling you, in a short period of time, y'all can do more than that because it's all, y'all know this doing what y'all do. It's all about people. Whoever's got the most going to win. Okay. And so all we've done, I told you 7 years there at the other IMO, 45, 50 writers doing 260 a month. Here I am 9 years in here. I've got 500 agents a month writing business. See, you don't have to have thousands here. You just got to have a few good people. 500 agents writing, 2.5 million a month now. And I tell you this, I didn't get that much better, okay? Symmetry's better. The leads are better. The system's better. The technology's better. Everything here is better. The culture is incredibly better. And so that's where we are now. And there's just no limit to what somebody can do. And I will tell you this, Brooklyn, you and Jennifer's opportunity, all of y'all on here, your opportunity, you can have numbers like that in half the time it took me. Half the time. Because it's all about how many people you got. I mean, they, once a month on the call, they have, and see, one thing that they didn't have when I got here, they didn't have bonuses. We got so many bonuses now, it's just ridiculous. I had a brand new agent 2 months ago, first month, got a $10,000 bonus. 10,000. This is to me, this is monopoly. That's silly stuff. Okay. But I mean, they got bonuses for brand new people. They got bonuses for agency owners. They got bonuses for producers. They got bonuses for 120s or 130s now. Okay. Contract keeps going up. They got bonuses for 130s, and they got equity bonuses, and they got a dadgum Sherpa bonus, whatever that is. If you just recruit somebody to the one of our departments and they become a client, you get paid, and they did all the work. You bird dog somebody. I got a bird dog bonus too, I think. So they got all, I mean, there's all kind of stuff. But understand this about us, about our industry. Wealthiest industry on the face of the earth. Okay. This is a place that you cannot break the bank. Tony Capistrano, Brooklyn, you may have heard his name, okay, but Tony Capistrano has been in every multi-level marketing thing that's ever come down the pike. And he's built something at every place there. And every one of them fell apart on him, okay? And when I talked to him with Kyle Kimbrell 6 years ago, I forget what he was with at the time, but this is what I told him. If you can come here and build something, I promise you this, it will not fall apart. It can't fall apart. We're in an industry, first of all, that has all the money in the world. But think about just the insurance industry. There's 87, well, here's the whole life insurance industry. 2021, 945 billion in premium. Billion. Symmetry did 205 million of that. Insurance industry. Look, if you took, this is crazy. If you took a stack of $100 bills and laid them flat on top of each other, $1 million worth of $100 bills is 4 inches tall. $1 trillion of $100 bills is 67 miles tall. The insurance industry is an $8 to $9 trillion industry. So if you do something here to get paid, that used to be checks. That check will clear. Okay, you can't break the bank. But just in mortgage protection, 87 million mortgage holders in America. 87 million. We last year we're the alpha dog in mortgage protection. There's 3 or 4 other companies that do it. We write about as much as all of them combined. But 87 million. We protected about 250,000 of them last year. 250,000 out of 87 million. There are more people that get a mortgage every year than we protect every year. This is you have an unlimited market, is what I'm telling you, okay? And think about the psychology of this. How many of those 87 million would like for their family to continue living in that home, paid off, should a breadwinner die? See, it should be everybody. It's not, unfortunately, it's not, but it is the vast majority. They look, when you have an appointment with one of our mortgage protection leads, used to we would go in a home, okay? No, not much anymore, but they know why you're calling. They know what you have. They want what you have. The only thing they don't know is, what does this stuff cost? So if you're a good enough communicator, which this is what y'all do for a living right now, you communicate with lots and lots of people. If you can communicate to people the value in sending a few dollars a month to an insurance company so that if you should die unexpectedly, they're not going to show up in 3 months and take your house out from underneath your family. I'll tell you, the majority of people that we call on our leads give us an appointment, and the majority of people that we talk to become our client. And you can make a boatload of money with the majority. That's just mortgage protection. Then we have final expense. Have y'all noticed, if y'all get out at all, y'all notice a lot of people my age walking around? Y'all notice that? That's the generation that is not interested in a GoFundMe if they die. They don't want their kids to have to try to figure out, we live in a country today where you got one mama raises 5 kids, but 5 kids can't retire one mama. Okay. They don't want to GoFundMe. They're willing to pay $115 a month for a $15,000, $20,000 final expense policy. Okay. 10,000 people today turning 65. They want what you have. That's just one more income stream. Then we got debt-free life. How many people you think are in debt in this country? Just everybody. Okay. How many people you think are trying to get out of debt? All of them. How many of them are successful? None of them, because they don't know how they got in debt. Debt is very subtle. Debt sneaks up on you. And then one little thing. Look, your air compressor could go out in August out there on your air conditioner, or your transmission on your car. That can put you upside down, and you stay upside down the rest of your life. This is how people are living. You understand that everything out there, y'all been grocery shopping lately? Stuff costs a lot of money. Everything out there has gone up except incomes. So when your income stays the same and stuff costs more, your standard of living drops. Do you think that makes people happy? I don't think so. We can fix that, okay, by showing them how to make extra money. So we got debt-free life. See, there's a lot of companies out there showing people how to consolidate their debt. We're the only company out there showing them how to eliminate their debt. You think people are interested in getting out of debt? Absolutely. You think they'd be open to you telling them how to do that in 9 years or less, something like that? Hillary knows my daughter. My daughter was married 3 years ago. Okay, she's not married now, thank goodness. But her and her husband, he was 50, I think, 51. She was 48. When they went to do a debt-free life program, you put all your information in and it runs an illustration for you to show if you don't change a thing, here's what it's going to look like. It was going to take them 46 years to become debt-free. They're 51 or 2 and 48, 46 years. She's got a debt-free life program, $800 a month that she's paying for. She'll be debt-free in 9 years. That includes paying off her house. 9 years. Now, do you think anybody out there would be interested in that? This is just stupid stuff that we get to do for people. And it doesn't matter if they're 5 years old or they're 85 years old. We have something for them. Think about how many people you pass every day on the street. We can help every one of those people. Does it mean everyone will want to be helped? No. But we can help a bunch of them. Our markets are unlimited. We do indexed annuities, which means that you can put money like an IRA. You can put money into a retirement plan where it can make money, but it can't lose money. People that are in the market, how do you think they're feeling today? 3 years of COVID, not too well. I'm telling you, the stuff that we get to do for people is unbelievable. And to get paid what we get paid to do it is just silly. But see, insurance, here's the insurance industry. Insurance companies like Mutual of Omaha, American Amicable, here's what they're great at. They're great at building policies. They're great at advertising. They're great at having the tallest building in town. They're great at back office stuff, actuary stuff, underwriting stuff. Here's what they're not great at. They can't sell their policies. So what they do is they sign a contract with an IMO, an insurance marketing organization, which is what Symmetry is. They sign a contract. And that IMO's agents go out and they sell their products. And here's the way it works, okay? Pretty complex. You send them a little business, they send you a little money. You send them a lot of business, they send you a lot of money. And here's the cool news for people like y'all, okay? You don't get paid here for what you sell. You get paid here for what you're responsible for having gotten sold. Does that make sense? My agency last year submitted 27,760 applications. 27,000. I didn't write any. Okay, I had a down year. I didn't write any, but I got paid on every one of them that got issued, and I bonused on every one of them that got issued. That's a pretty cool gig, I think. But see, I built that. This is not something that they said, Danny, we like you. Come on over here. We're going to give you all this money. No, I built that. Y'all have all built something, but the difference is this is going to be here 100 years from now. The insurance industry is 260 years old. And we're in an industry, think about this, we're in an industry when the economy's good, our business is good. When the economy is bad, our business is great. It's a mystery. Two of our best, Hillary, you don't know this, but two of our best weeks in my agency, two of our best weeks of the year were the week before Christmas and the week after Christmas. Wouldn't you think people wouldn't buy stuff then? And our average premium in my agency, look, we did 27,000 apps for 28, almost 29 million. So our average premium is like $1,100 a year. So somebody, a brand new person could come here on the lowest contract we have, 80%. Write an average size application of $1,100, get it issued, and make what, $900? Something like that, $880. See, that's, to me, that's better than making $14.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about this. This business here. Look, here I am. I got a $28 million agency. This is my office. This is my office. I have no office expenses. I've got 62 agency owners, and maybe 5 of them have offices. Maybe. You don't have to have an office. If you want one, you can have one. You know, if that works your business better for you. But I run my business off my computer and my iPhone. We have no quotas. We have no minimums. You don't have to write a certain amount every month to keep your contract. Contracts never go down. Once you attain a contract, it goes from 80 to 130. If you go from 80 to 85, 85 to 90, you get to like 100% contract, and you decide you don't want to do anything for a month, your contract does not change. Okay, I know a lot of places they do. I know a lot of places you got to buy a certain amount of something before, you know, in order to keep your contract. You don't have to do that here. And here's the big thing, I think. I have no inventory. I don't have to keep inventory. I don't even have to keep copies of stuff. Symmetry's got everything. You know, this is the silliest thing in the history of the world, I think, from a margin standpoint of how much of your money you make that you actually get to keep because you don't have the overhead that you tend to have at other places. There's just nothing like this. Nothing like this at all. So here's what you're going to find. Okay. Here's the end of my story. Me and Sandy Young busted our hump for 3 years building this thing, putting it together, finding the right people, watching a lot of people quit because it was too hard. Okay. I don't think any of y'all have a hard time accepting that. Okay. Most things are too hard for most people. That's why most people don't get wealthy, because it's too hard. But 3 years, we busted our hump. And then after 3 years, y'all seen this, Brooklyn, it started growing organically. See, I found Ashley Tarr under a rock. I mean, she was broke as a goat. Didn't know come here from Sikkim about insurance. But she had a big old heart. She had a big old work ethic, and she had a big old why too. She was eating cereal twice a day for her meals because she was so broke. Here we are 10 years later. Tar's making probably $75,000 a month. That's a pretty cool story. That's one of my women I'll put up against anybody in this company. Okay. But that's what people have an opportunity to do here. So that's what it is. It's an opportunity. But it's an opportunity where Symmetry is going to do so much of the heavy lifting. They've got all the training. They got all the advertising. They got all the products and all the contracts and all that stuff you don't have to deal with. All you have to do is go build you an agency as big as you want, as fast as you want, with whoever you want, wherever you want. We don't have territories. We don't have any of that stuff. You can hire people in Hawaii. It's going to take you a little longer to train those people. You might have to stay down there a little longer, you know, if you're going to train somebody down there, but you can recruit people there, Puerto Rico. So anyway, that's all I got. That was my 5-minute story. How was that? 45 minutes, something like that? That's cool.
That was great.
Yeah.
So girls, ask away. Danny unplugged. No question off limits unless he tells you differently.
All you get from me is the truth, okay? I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear.
I don't even know what to ask. Do you, Jennifer?
I'm thinking. everything he shared is kind of everything I've been telling people, and kind of like sharing the opportunity without really having done it that much
That's
yet
it.
myself.
No, you don't have to do it. I'm telling you, because here's why, gentlemen. You're not recruiting people to you, you're recruiting people to Symmetry. This is what I do. I point there. I don't talk to people at all about what Symmetry's done for me, which has been incredible, by the way. I talk to people about what Symmetry can do for them. And based on the conversation, because see, the vast majority, and this is borderline heresy, okay? The vast majority of people in Symmetry spend all their time interviewing people. I don't interview people. I have conversation with people because I don't want everybody. For example, I'm big. I came from a athletic background, and I learned, and y'all all know this. I learned the value of chemistry. Team chemistry is incredibly important. So I don't want just anybody. Okay. And so I have conversations with people because that conversation is going to determine for me whether or not I want them. That's where I'm going to start. It's not that I want everybody and I'm going to try to convince this person or beg this person. I don't do either one of those things. I'm going to throw it out there and the winners are going to grab it. I'm looking for the winners. I'm telling you, I pride myself. Hillary knows this. I try really hard to hire adults. Okay. Because if somebody gets they get a lead with a bad phone number on it and they burst into tears, I don't know what to tell them. Okay. I just don't know what to tell somebody like that. So here's what I want. I want people I want people that have been through the fire. I want people that have struggled somewhere in their life, whether it's financially or psychologically. I'd rather not have psychologically, but financially. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't just get knocked down when the wind blows, that sort of thing. Because if you come here and you have to go through the fire here, it's going to take you longer. But you got to go through the fire. You know that, you understand it. Y'all know this. I guarantee you, y'all done a lot of reading in your life. You read a lot of autobiographies from time to time. And every successful person in this country struggled before they got successful. Every one of them. Amazon guy took 10 years to turn a profit with Amazon. Took what, 17, 19 years, something like that with Tesla to turn a profit. But they stayed on it. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that can get on it and stay on it. That's it. And you don't need 1,000, you don't need 5,000. You need 2 or 3 of the right kind of people, and you can build a dynasty here. I've got 2 people. Look, I've got Asher Tar, Sarah Pappas, both 130s. They issued last month, they issued 1.2 million. Well, I bonus 4% on that every month. What's 4% of 1.2 million? 40 something, 48,000. So that's my 130 bonus for January would be 48,000. Plus I get 2 shares of the equity, 2 shares of the profits of the company. That's another 16,000. So what's 48 and 16? 64,000. So my bonus will be somewhere around there this month. That's a bonus. Now look, I want y'all to understand how long it took me. I'm 75 now, I'll be 76 next month. How long it took me to be able to say something like that without laughing. I have grown personally in that area. Okay. 48 and 60, that's my bonus. I remember getting my first check from Primerica. It was $42.18. I showed 50 people. 50 people. Look what I got. Look what I did. Now my bonus is 60-something thousand. Stupid. It's stupid. But I'm telling you, what y'all have hold of, y'all can have that in half the time it took me. But because it's all about how many people you can attract to your business.
So they all follow Jamie, Susie, Sarah Reineke, their whole story. And I know you've been super influential in Jamie's life and mentoring her.
Correct.
In her journey. So obviously resonates with these ladies. What's the biggest thing you've learned in working with Jamie and helping to translate this over to this world?
Great question, Hillary.
Yeah.
Look, I saw Sarah and Jamie on Facebook. Okay. I didn't know them. I knew they were in Jacob Poe's hierarchy somewhere. But let me tell you what impressed me was that they post these gigantic 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs and everything is spelled correctly. Every word is spelled. It's grammatically correct. The commas in the right. I'm in Louisiana. I'm stunned. Okay, so I was at, once again, things happen for a reason. Okay, Andrew Jimenez asked me to do a Zoom call with his team, so I did, and I saw up there where Jennifer Hill's sitting. I saw Sarah Renicky. And so when the call was over, I mean, he was shutting the call down. I said, Andrew, can I say one more thing? He said, sure. I said, Sarah Renicky. I mean, her eyes got about that big. Okay. They'd been here like a year and a half. Got about that big. I said, I just want to tell you, I appreciate seeing your post on Facebook. And I said, everything is spelled correctly. That's just a total mystery to me. I said, I'd love to have a conversation with you. And so, and the call ended. Well, she reached out to me. And we text back and forth. So I started talking to her, and I get a text about 2 days later from Jamie saying, look, I'm getting all this information third hand. Would you mind if I text with you also? Well, no, I don't care. See, I'll help anybody, okay? Because I'm an equity partner. If I help the company, it helps me, okay? Mm-hmm. So, plus I like helping people. Plus, a lot of my people don't listen to me anymore, so I'll talk to new people, okay? It's like your kids, you ever see your kids? I do my Sunday night call. Look, Brooklyn, I do my Sunday night call. I swear I can hear some people roll their eyes. I can hear them. I only got one message, okay? You got to get bigger. You got to get better. That's it. That's it. Okay, nothing else matters. If you don't get bigger, your business isn't going to get bigger. So, but Jamie and I had a phone call in August of 21. And I found out about her. She was a nurse. She was a cardiac baby nurse. How awful is that? You got to be a special human being to be able to do something like that, okay? She got 2 little kids at home, wound up getting divorced. But anyway, I found out about her. And I said, tell me what your numbers are. See, when I start talking to people, I did this with Marty and Hillary. I said, we got a call Thursday. I need you to send me your numbers. Last 12 months, apps, APV, number of writers, number of new writers. Because I can tell you, I can look at your numbers and look, they have sat through these sessions with me, okay? Some of them have been more fun than others. But your numbers will tell you if you are growing. So I had Jamie send me her numbers. So I asked her, I said, tell me what you did last month. Well, in August of 21, her agency did 52,000 with 16 writers. All right. I said, are you trying to build? She said, I'm trying to build. I said, tell me how you build it. She said, well, Jacob spends many, many thousands of dollars on ZipRecruiter. And which works for him, okay? And he gives me some resumes each week, and he gives Sarah some resumes each week. And so we call them. I said, okay, you like doing that? She said, I hate it. Now, here's what I know immediately. See, this is one of the advantages of being 114 years old. When she said that, I knew to tell her that human beings we're not wired to do well in things we hate doing. Like trying to get your kid to cut the grass, that sort of thing, okay? Clean their room. They're going to do a lousy job because they hate doing it. So that's how she was trying to recruit, which told me it's not going to work for her because she hates it. I said, is it effective? She said, not very, because she had 16 writers. So that's when we started talking about a background. I said, how about you? Now look, she was a nurse for 12 years, I think. This is 21. You think there are nurses that would like to not be nurses in 21 with the COVID out there? So she started doing all that stuff on Facebook, the reels or whatever, my story, whatever it is. And not saying, look, I see people now on there saying, you want to sell insurance? Contact me. Well, see, that ain't going to get somebody like me. All right. But she posted stuff about her life changing. Make sense? More time with her kids, more time with her husband, blah, blah, blah. In December of this year, she did, that was a year and a half after she and I started talking. And all I did was tweak stuff for her, keep her between the ditches, pick her up when she got, and biggest thing I did was I sent her some blinders from Amazon, like they put on horses in the horse races, because her problem was she was comparing herself to other people. She was looking around, seeing what other people are doing. That's a total absolute waste of time. Okay. It's not going to have any impact on them, and it's going to make you feel like crap. So I sent her some blinders. And anyway, in December, she wrote, I don't know, 380,000, 88 writers in December, 88. One writer was a cold market recruit. She's at a point now, and see, y'all aren't going to have this problem because you come here with a legion already, okay? She has at least 2 or 3 people a week now that have been following her, stalking her, whatever, on Facebook, and finally saying, I've been watching you for a year, and I need to know more about what you're doing. And so she's got 2 or 3 people a week that she's hiring that are contacting her. Okay. So this is the kind of thing she did 880,000 in premium as an agency in 2021. I started working with her in August. In 2022, she did 3.1 million. It's a big deal. See? And it's a big deal for me because I had a little tiny bit to do with it, okay? Just a tiny bit. But I'm taking credit for that tiny bit because it makes me feel good about me. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is the kind of things we do. We are in the life-changing business. See, everybody out there that's in sales is making transactional sales. We make transformational sales. My daughter, Hillary Tracy, had 2 death claims in the last 2 weeks. See, that's a transformational sale when you get to do that for somebody. She did a $1,700, well, she actually did a $5,000 a month DFL a month ago. That's a transformational sale. Very few places can you go and be excited every day about what you're doing for people. Every day. So America can keep selling those home security systems. I just don't think that's going to get to your heart. And look, here's a big thing I want to tell y'all, because I guarantee you, this is sight unseen, okay? This is a wild guess on my part, but I think I'm right. Brooklyn, what y'all have been doing for however many years you've been doing it, I guarantee you that you figured out early on that it's not nearly as important for you to get into somebody's head as it is for you to get into somebody's heart. Am I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's why y'all got so many people following y'all. It's a heart thing. See, this is a heart business. This is a heart business. It's not a head business, but the majority of people in cemetery, the majority, too much how, not enough why. They're always train. And here's what I know. I know you're going to go through a tough patch. I know everybody's going to go through one. Okay. It might be a day, might be a week, might be 3 months. And whenever you hit that rough patch, your how can't get you through it. Cannot get you through it. The only thing that gets you through it is your why. And that's why all I talk on Sunday night. You've heard some of my Sunday night calls. Get bigger, get better. Because here you're either going to get good, or you're going to get gone. One or the other. That's all. That's your only 2 choices. But y'all are heart people. That is what the advantage y'all have. I talked to somebody yesterday. See, we get paid a lot of money to sell mortgage protection insurance. We get paid a lot of money to sell final expense, sell debt-free life, sell annuities. A lot of money to sell that stuff. But I promise y'all, that amount of money that you make doing that pales in comparison to the amount of money you can make with your credibility. That's why I have the agency I have, because there were some people that knew me and Sandy for 5 weeks, 5 years, whatever. So when I said, I want you to take a look at this, they would take a look at this. Didn't mean they would come here, but a bunch of them did. It's all about your credibility. It's not about your ability to go sell insurance. It's about, start by being a good person, which all of y'all are. You can't build anything without being a good person. And that's the number one thing I look for when I'm out looking for people. I want good people. I want people that say that do what they say they're going to do. I want people that are going to show up when they're supposed to show up. I want people that like helping people. I want people that are money motivated only from the standpoint of what money can do for other people. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for people to come here to sell insurance. I'm looking for people to come here and become part of my leadership team, because whoever develops the most leaders is going to make the most money. That's the way it is.
Yeah. How do we sign up?
I think Hillary's in charge of that today.
Danny doesn't do the how.
Right.
Brooklyn, listen to me. You and Jill, no, I have, Jenny, I'm sorry. I have seen the end of y'all's movie. It is unbelievable. Seriously. And the only difference only between me and where y'all are right now is time. That's it. Just time. And the fact that y'all are like 30 years old. I started here when I was 4 months short of being 67 when I started. Where can a guy my age go and say, look, I want to come work with y'all and I want to compete at the top levels. Do that in corporate America and see how long it takes them to pull out the drug dog on you. Okay?
Yeah.
Not here. They don't care here. They don't care what you have or have not done. See, this is why I don't look at resumes. I've never looked at a resume. I don't care what somebody's done. I don't care. What we're going to talk about that day when they're sitting in front of me, we're going to have a conversation about whether or not they can do this. I don't care what they have done or haven't done. Doesn't matter. Can they do it? I've seen a lot of people that were successful over there. They come here and get their butt kicked. And I've seen people just been out there doing 4 or 5 different things and come here and just tear it up. So you don't know, because it's all in here. All in here. You can't see somebody's heart. You got to have a conversation with them. You got to put them in the game. Give them a practice uniform. Beat the crap out of them for a while. See if they run home to mama. Winners identify themselves, Brooklyn. That's what you did. That's what you did, I mean, look, Ponchatoula is represented, for God's sake.
This is true.
Good Lord.
So what kind of things do you talk to people about when you're sharing it? I mean, all the things you just said about your story and symmetry and like the tool,
Yeah, I don't do all
the
that.
tools
Okay.
are there. Like,
Yeah,
what kind of questions would you ask them?
Let me tell you how I recruit. Okay. First of all, if it's me personally, it's going to be somebody that I have observed for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20. I've recruited a lot of servers at restaurants because I like going to restaurants. There's something about people bringing me food that I just like a lot. Okay. And anyway, I'll watch. And if I like what I see, I want to see, how they hustle, how they deal with people, how they talk to people. Are they paying attention? Are they doing what they say they're going to do? You ever have a server that says that you ask them for something, they say, okay, I'll run get that, and they never come back. See, that's a sign. So, but what I do, once I have found somebody that I'd like to take a look at this business, I'll ask them. Santa and I did this a couple of weeks ago with a server in a restaurant. I hadn't seen her before. And I said, how long have you been here? Because she was really good. Looked like she's in her like maybe early to mid 30s. She said, I've been here 3 months. Where were you before here? And she's with another restaurant, of course. People get stuck in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I asked her at the end of the meal, I said, look, I know you've known me for like 5 minutes. But I said, when you bring the check, would you mind bringing me a piece of paper with your name and email address on it, your cell number? I said, I want to send you a couple of videos because I said, I'm always looking for people. I said, look, I work in financial services, wealthiest industry on the face of the earth. I'm always looking for good people on a part-time basis. I love part-time people because I get to fish in a much bigger pond than people out there just looking for people either don't have a job or hadn't had a job, that sort of thing, okay, or unhappy with their job, that sort of thing. It's just easier for me because people that don't have a job want to come here and make money immediately. This is not necessarily an immediately make money business, okay? So I'd much rather have good, stable people that just aren't making as much money as they like to make, that sort of thing. Because if I can get them here and they're the right kind of people, I can show them how to replace that other stuff and have a choice down the road if they want to do this full time or not, okay? So, but she brought me a piece of paper with her name and all on it. And when I got to my car outside that restaurant, I emailed her. I have a text, by the way, that I send.
I think we have that. We got your text.
And here's the thing. What I do, Jen, is I want to protect my new people from getting killed by their friends, okay? Especially my guys, because guys are such weenies. It's unbelievable. Okay, if you tell a guy to call his friends and tell him about symmetry, somebody's going to tell him he sounds stupid, and he's never going to call another human being as long as he lives. All right. So, but how many times can somebody text and say, and it's really not asking them to take a look at coming to work here. It says, look, take a look at these 2 videos. Company I went to work with part time. Just try to make an extra $1,500, $2,000 a month, something like that, and see if you know somebody who might be interested. And what you're going to get a lot of the times is you're going to get that person that you sent those videos to. But what those 2 videos do for me is most of the work, for example, they find people that those 2 videos resonate with. Okay. That's like if you take a bunch of people, put them in a room with a TV in it and put in the movie Rudy. And when they get through watching that movie and they come out of the room, you can look at somebody's face and tell if they've ever been a competitor.
Yeah.
Am I right? That's what these 2 videos do for me. It finds the people, the kind of people I'm looking for. But it also finds, here's an important piece, it also finds people whose timing is right in their life to do something like this. See, we have nothing, no say so at all with somebody else's timing, none. And yet, if we're just calling resumes and all, the time is not right for somebody, we're going to talk to them for about 18 days straight, trying to convince them. And it, to no avail, because you can't do anything with anybody else's timing. So what we do is I'll have a new person send those videos out. I don't know, 2 or 3 people, 20, 30 people. I don't care. It depends on how many people they have, in their circle of influence. Y'all have like 1 million. And people will take a look at those 2 videos. They're, I think, 14 minutes long total. And those people that respond back, Jen, I'll have my new recruit set up a 3-way call with her, me, and her friend. She's the credibility. I'm the expertise. Her friend will listen to me because my recruit is on the line. Her friend is on the line. She's not gonna be ugly to me. She's not gonna hang up on me because her friend's on the line. Okay. And that's all I want people to do is listen. They'll listen for 15, 20, 25 minutes. And what I also do is I don't do what most people in symmetry do when it comes to talking to these people on a 3-way call. Because there's only 2 kinds of people. Look at the time, okay? Because I got that other call at 1:30, okay? But look at people. There's 2 kinds of people that you can get here, okay? You can get producers or you can get builders. Given a choice, Brooklyn, which kind would you want?
Builders.
Absolutely. See, producers leave, builders stay because they're not going to leave an override. So the kind of fish you're trying to catch determines the bait you use. So here's the bait. Here's the words that will get you producers if you're looking for producers, okay? Here's what they want you to talk about. Leads, contracts, training. Training is all capital letters, by the way. Mm-hmm. Producers love training. They can't get enough training. So since I'm not looking for producers, I don't talk about any of those things when I have a conversation with somebody. I talk about 2 things. I talk about ownership and I talk about bonuses. Everybody in America, basically, vast majority of people that are employed right now would love to own their own business. Mm-hmm. Problem is they don't have the money. They don't have the idea. They don't have the guts. So they don't. So they have a JOB, which means that they have, no freedom and no future. It's the way it is. All right. But that's the majority of people have a job. So I talk about bonuses and I talk about, when's the last time you think somebody in a regular job got a bonus? Seriously. It's silly how this company pays people. It really is. So once again, those 2 videos attract the kind of people I'm looking for. It attracts
your 2 videos. One of them, I think, is your story, right? Like
it used to be, but I had to upgrade because it said, I'm Danny Young. I've been here 26 months. Well, now I've been here 9 years. Okay. I used it forever, but there's 2. One is Hillary can help me on it. One is the stick video of the company. This is
okay. The plan video. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one is the people of symmetry. See, here's what you want, Jen. You want people that are not attracted to our leads or attracted to our contracts or attracted to our training. You want people who are attracted to our people. Mm-hmm. That's what you want. That's going to be the good people because that's the culture of symmetry, the kind of people that we have. They want to be around y'all. What we do is secondary. So that's what that does. And so I just have a 3-way call. I talk about ownership and bonuses. And I promise you this, Hillary knows this, the vast majority of 3-way calls I do, the people at least come try.
Yeah.
So there's 2 things. It's who are you trying to talk to? How are you getting them? And the big thing is, how are you treating them after you get them? Because I'm not interested in having 1,000 dead bodies around, because I just churn people out through resumes and all and threw them up in Quilty and told them to sick them. You know, I want people to come and stay. When I look at a new person, I recruit a new person, I look at that two things. Option A is I want this person to be in this business forever. Option B is if this person isn't here forever, I want this person to have brought me somebody who is here forever.
Mm.
And that's what most people don't do. They don't get somebody and then get somebody for that somebody. They just get somebody direct to them. They grow by addition. See, what y'all have done with your current business is y'all have grown by multiplication. That's the key.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, whatever that was.
Me either.
Well, I want to be respectful of your time, Danny. I know you.
No, I'm good. I just don't want to go past. I got an agency outside my master agency. I'm doing a call for today for the first time. They're not prepared for what they're going to get. Okay, so
I have some people that I have told, you know, I've passed along the video and said they're studying, and I'm like, you need to send this out, you know, now. Like,
absolutely.
Have them do it with you, learn with you, grow with you. You don't need to
Correct.
know everything.
Correct.
If you don't know, I don't know, Marty will know. So a couple of those have said I just think people are going to wait to see what I do with it. Do you have a?
Yes, I do. There's a matter of fact, there's a legal name for that. Okay, it's called selfish. Okay.
Okay.
They are selfish. Here's what I do. I tell people, brand new people that have to get their license, you need a license to get paid. How soon do you want to get paid?
Yeah.
Well, real soon. Okay, then you need to get your license real soon. I've got people in pre-license been marinating there for like 2 years now. Okay, they don't want to get paid. So, but how soon you want to get paid? Well, you need a license to get paid. You do not need a license to recruit people. Now, why do you want to recruit people right now? Bunch of reasons. Number one, it's the fastest way for you to get promoted because your people's production counts for your promotion. So what my goal for you is, by the time you get out of pre-license, take your test, get contracted, I want to be able to promote you that day. But you're going to have some people for that to happen. And then, once again, they're building a business, okay? But here's what I know. I know that anybody that's ever said, I want to see how it works for me before I recruit anybody, never does anything. Because here's what I tell them. You can wait to recruit, you can. But understand this, that whoever you're thinking about right now recruiting, you're not the only person in Symmetry that knows those people. And what I don't want for you is for you to show up at a meeting or get on a Zoom and see your best friend sitting next to somebody else.
Yeah,
So
that's what Jamie said to us. That's what Jamie said to us on a call. She said, if you guys don't start posting about it, somebody's going to get your people. And me and Brooklyn were like, post it.
Right. Hey, look, she'll do it too. I'm telling you, looks good. She'll cut your throat. I'm telling you, she will. You know what's funny though, because they came from what was that thing they were doing? Do you know?
Rodan and Bill.
Yeah, R&F. Her and Sarah. You know that Jamie's recruited a bunch of them. Sarah hasn't. See, silly.
Yeah.
What's the most compelling thing about Symmetry, Danny?
That is forever. Listen to me. You have an opportunity. This is what me and Sandy Young done. This is what we have done. We worked really hard 3 years to build this thing. And we were working those 3 years for me and Sandy Young. Been here 9 years now. So 6 years after we were working for me and Sandy Young, now we're working for our grandkids. So you have the opportunity to determine how your grandkids get to live, because this industry is forever. And Symmetry is working 24/7, 365 to get two things for the sales force. Number one is more time. They want you to have more time. This is why switchboard is so important. It's gonna keep you from having to dial as much. It's gonna free up time for you to do things that you want to do instead of doing things you have to do. And the second thing they're doing is they're coming up with stuff seems like every other month now to generate more passive income for all of us. I mean, this QMS stuff, I don't think they call it that now. I think it's PCS or something like that. But look, you understand that my agency's got a whole bunch of clients out there. These people are working that client base. I got $2,500, $2,600 the other day from somewhere. Don't know where it came from. Don't care. It went in my account. Other people working, passive income. Everything we do now is like passive income. Overrides are passive income. So that's where you're headed here. Because here's what I know. When I recruit somebody, especially maybe a big hitter, somebody been successful somewhere else, but they worked their butt off. They got 3 cell phones. They're always on call for something. I've told people there's a lot of good things about you coming to cemetery, but let me tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna give you your life back. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you your life back so you can do what you want with who you want, whenever you want, as long as you want. How many times can you do that for somebody? It's crazy.
It is crazy.
But whatever somebody tells you up front they want to do is okay. Just accept it, okay? But
Yeah.
understand where they are, because our job in leadership is to accept people where they are while we help them get where they want to get. And if somebody wants to go slow, let them go slow. We just assume everybody wants to come here and become millionaires. They don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, winning to some people is $500 a month. That's why I got in the insurance industry. $500 a month. So winning for somebody else may be retiring their spouse. Jamie retired her husband. He was an AD over 4 or 5 different schools. Retired him. How do you think that made them feel? See, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did she
Yeah.
tell y'all what she's making?
Yeah.
Who, Jamie?
Hmm?
Jamie?
2.5 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years. And
Which is
didn't come here.
crazy.
Hey, didn't come here with what y'all are coming here with.
Yeah,
Nuts.
she was nothing. I mean, she was nowhere near. I mean, even look at her following today,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but she
Absolutely.
has a heart and she has a story that she tells.
And she's got a personality. Just think if you had to go grow a personality to win here. Y'all all come here with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
see,
feel like
here-
I've been a spy for 10 months. I came in and I've just done my worm market, writing policies, but never
Mhm.
really mentioned the opportunity because I'm like, I want to know it from the inside out. So I feel like I have been a spy and selfish for not sharing
Sure.
it.
Sure.
And then when we talked to Jamie the other day, I'm like, okay, I've got so many people. I mean, everyone's looking for supplemental
Right.
income right now, and that's kind of why I started it, just to supplement. But I'm like, everybody needs at least the opportunity, whether they
I read something the other day that 300, I wrote it down for y'all and I can't find it now. Typical. That 390 million people in the world, 390 million are going to be out of work because of technology by 2030. 2030. Where are those people going to go? I don't know how many is in this country, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a bunch.
They're going to join my team.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, for the cost of an insurance license, you can become wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? $200-$300, depending on the state.
Yeah.
So, my pleasure,
Well,
Hillary.
Yeah,
My pleasure
Jamie,
meeting these people.
you're amazing. We could listen to you all day. But
Yeah,
watch out for these ladies. You'll see their faces on the stage here soon. I just literally I took a picture of
Let
this
me-
moment because these
I
are
did
the
too.
leading these
I know,
calls
me too.
to
Wait,
Brooklyn,
I want to take a
anything-
picture of it. Hold on.
Anything y'all need, Brooklyn, I'm telling you. I'm
Hey,
here to
I
help,
need you
okay?
to friend request me on Facebook. It won't let
Me
me
too.
friend request you.
Me too.
I
You say that
tried.
like you think I know how to do that. That's what-
Yeah, it
I'll
doesn't
get
have
my
an
daughter.
option for her to
I'll
The
get my
friend
option
daughter
was
for
on
it.
Jennifer's though. She went and it gave her the option. It won't even give me the option to friend request you. So
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Look, if it's okay with Hillary and Marty, I'll be glad to do a 3-way call with anybody y'all want me to do a 3-way call with.
You
Or a
just
group
let us
call.
know what day of the week works and we'll set it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, me too.
No, how about we do it this way? How about you set it up and I make it work? I own my life.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll do
Fair
this.
enough. Okay,
Yeah.
I
ladies.
feel like I'm
Thank
talking
y'all.
to
Thank
Ziggy.
you.
Thanks, Danny.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Hill.
Yep, bye.